Hey guys, welcome back to Not Another Watch channel. I got a little quarantine update here for you guys since I haven't really been able to secure any other watches in this time period. So I figured I'd give you guys a little breakdown of how I'm liking my Explorer and what I think of it in the 8 months I've owned it. So I'm sure a bunch of you have watched my full review and somewhat unboxing of this watch, but I'll walk you through just some quick little points. I found this on Chrono24 probably 8 or 9 months ago. Luckily enough, the store that I found it in happened to be 20 minutes or so from where I live, so I actually drove there to see it in person, and I actually wound up getting an even cheaper price in person. So I pounced on it right away, and I loved this watch from the second I bought it, but I love it more and more for a watch that's as simple as the Explorer is, and this is the 214270 Mark 1, so it doesn't even have the illuminated 369. So this is a very simple watch. So as simple as it is, I find myself just constantly staring at it. I think it's so overwhelmingly beautiful and understated, and I literally gaze into it sometimes for minutes and get caught up in how I think it is so incredible looking. I know I'm rambling about how great it is, but it's truly stunning looking to me. I honestly kind of, the more and more I have it, love the 369 not being loomed, because the way they catch the light, and I'll try to get it on this video, but the way they catch the light, especially the natural light, there's something about it that really kind of blows me away. And as much as I love loom hands, it doesn't really matter to me, because even in the dark, with the rest of the hands illuminated, I can tell what time it is. So for them to be white gold adds value, I think, to it. And I think this watch is going to be worth more than the Mark II anyway, because they made less of them. And it's just the 369 catch this light beautifully and shine, and it's incredible to me. I also think this watch works great as a dress watch, because I wore it on my wedding day, and it was so simple and elegant looking that it worked perfectly with the suit, and there's no reason that you should think of this as a steel sports watch. This can 100% work as a dress watch. The face, I think, is understated enough that it doesn't catch people's eye and take away from if you're in a nice suit or anything like that. It is a beautiful accessory for a beautiful occasion, and I think people should really think of this as the sports watch that Rolex makes that can really become a great dress watch. But on top of all of that, the thing that I love the most about this watch, and that I would love on almost every Rolex watch of the same area, is the band. This bracelet is, I think, the greatest bracelet out there. Yeah, I would love it with the glide lock, but the little diver's extension is plenty enough. The glide lock just makes it even more perfect, but this bracelet on its own, without the glide lock, is still so perfect. The tapering on it is incredible. The clasp on the bottom sits perfectly on my wrist. It's incredibly comfortable. Everything about this bracelet is beyond what I expected. Everyone always talks about how amazing they are, and until I actually wore a Rolex for the first time, I did not think the bracelet would blow me away the way it does. But this bracelet, to me, is hands down the greatest bracelet out there. There's no other watch that I think I've ever put on that I've felt as immediately comfortable wearing as anything that has this Oyster bracelet on it. The only thing I will complain about that I've had constant issues with is the screw pins constantly come loose on this watch. I've brought it into them at the Rolex Service Center. They've put the whatever type of glue it is on the ones closest to the clasp, because it actually at one point stopped the clasp from opening because the pin there came out enough to stop the little tab from flipping open. But I every couple of weeks see one that's starting to pop out a little bit, screw it back in, but they just constantly come loose, and if you're not paying enough attention to that, one may come out and you may lose it. So just, if you own Rolex bracelets, please be on the lookout for the screw pins coming out and loosening, because I've heard from a lot of people it is a major problem on these watches, and you kind of have to glue them in. But all in all, 8 months into owning this watch, there's nothing I would change about it. I love it more and more every day. To me, this is the perfect Rolex to own, and anyone could find this at an incredibly reasonable price point. You could easily find this thing for under $6,500, probably even way better than that now. So if you want an Explorer, this is the one to go for, and I think that price will become way worth it down the line because I truly think that this will become a very sought after model 15, 20 years from now when everyone has the Mark II and they're looking for the one without the Lume 3, 6, and 9. So this could be a collector's edition. Don't hold me to that, but I think it could be. And thank you guys for, checking out this little post review. It's really as good as I can do in quarantine right now because I can't get my hand on any other watches that I really want or want to review. So in the meantime, I'm just going to keep making stuff like this when I think that a watch I've maybe already done needs to have a second look just so I could keep putting content up. So I know it's a little blown out, a little overdone. I've already spoken about it probably twice by now, but understand the situation. Thank you guys for sticking around, and hopefully I'll have something new for you soon. Thanks.